Welcome to the first in this series, going through Genesis verse by verse. By no means a commentary, but just digging out a few nuggets of information. And we're going to look at this first verse, the opening words of the Bible. And as you read them in the Hebrew, you have to read them from right to left. It says Bereshit bara Elohim. All right. Now we've got this on the left in Hebrew, broken down. Then we've got the English pronunciation in English letters so you can read it, and then the translation over here. And so as you can see, it's Bereshit bara Elohim. Okay, Bereshit bara Elohim. Now I know my pronunciation is probably not wonderful and you may argue about it. There are different parts of the Jewish and Hebrew speaking community who have different traditions about how things should be pronounced. I'm just going with the majority, shall we say, and so by no means should you necessarily imitate me. And over here in the right hand column we've got the translation in, which is Ber, Reshit, which is beginning, or it's like similar to the word for head, bara, he created, and Elohim, which literally translated is gods, and you can see I've highlighted the S. Okay, the ending on here is im, which indicates a plural. Now there is another ending, of course there's a singular, but then there's the dual ending, which is ayim, and that usually indicates a pair, like oznaim, a pair of ears. But the thing is that actually this has got a plural ending, which kind of indicates, although you couldn't pin much on it, that it's three or more, theoretically. Okay. Now what's interesting is that this translates as God, but actually literally it says gods. But what is in contrast to that within this is that the Hebrew bara is actually the third masculine singular. He created. Okay. Now normally you would say gods, they created, or you would say God, he created, but you wouldn't say gods, he created. It's like bad grammar, if you like. Or is it deliberate? And I just wonder if there's just a little nugget to dig out here, which is that right here in the opening words of the Bible there's a little hint of what we would later call the Trinity. You couldn't base your Trinitarian doctrine on this, it's not strong enough, but it's a little hint, and it's just rather interesting, and I just find it rather intriguing. And so at the bottom we've got the English translation, in the beginning God created, but of course it doesn't reflect what's there in the Hebrew, and there's no way to do that. You know, it's only by looking at the Hebrew that you actually see this little gem of information. That's the end of this video, short and sharp, just a thought for the day, and you know, we'll go through verse by verse and just dig out little thoughts as we go through. Click on the link for the playlist on my channel, or simply go on to the next video. Bless you all.